Does it feel like everything is crumbling around you? Does it seem like everything is going wrong? That you're hitting obstacle after obstacle, challenge after challenge? Well, the thing is, if you're not living the path that's in alignment with your soul, things are going to go wrong. The universe is going to give you nudges so that you will redirect. And if you don't listen to these nudges, they turn into what I call tower moments, where everything goes to shit. So it's so important to listen to the messages before they get loud, so that you can redirect in an easier way before everything falls apart. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing. The universe has always got our back. We're not doing this on our own. And the universe will always give us signs, nudges. You know, if you're not on the right path, let's go this way. Let's go this way. But when we're unaware, all we see is challenge. And this was before I started healing, before I became aware of tower moments. I call them tower moments. Everything went to shit. Everything seemed to go around. My perception on life was that it was consistently bad luck. That there was always things going wrong. Everything was always falling apart. That's just how life was. But now I look back and I realize, I wasn't fucking happy. I wasn't in the right relationships. I wasn't around the right people. And the universe was gently trying to tell me that, but I didn't listen. And what happened when I didn't listen? The universe throws a hand grenade in and fucked up the whole thing. Now, we might look back and say, like, for a while I could have said, oh my God, why was I being punished? Why did everything go to shit? Why did the life that I thought I wanted not work out? And that's the thing, like, you know, it's kind of similar to a midlife crisis. I mentioned this before. You keep doing the thing out of alignment with your soul. You keep doing the thing everyone else tells you to do. Things are going to go to shit. The shit will hit the fan at some stage because you're not doing the thing that you should be doing. And that's like, you can ask yourself, why did everything go wrong all at once? Why did I lose the job and my relationship in the same day? Because they were the wrong ones. And look back now prior to the things ending and ask yourself, were you getting warning signs, red flags, loud and clear, that you need to get out of this situation? You need to get out of this job. You need to get out now or things are going to go to shit. And then you didn't listen because you were unaware and the things went to shit. But you can actually say, when you evolve past that and understand these nudges, you can look back on your whole life and say, oh my God, that was a warning sign. Oh my God, that was a warning sign. And you look back on all the warning signs and realize the universe was actually guiding you. And you know, we might question and say, why were you punishing me? Why did everything have to go to shit? But the universe doesn't punish. The universe guides. And if we don't listen, the universe needs to shake things up really loudly so we wake the fuck up. And it's that simple. Like, I was in an 8-year toxic relationship with a narcissistic. And it was, obviously I was very unhappy because, you know, he was a drinker and I decided to fucking join him. So I actually ended up drinking excessively throughout my 20s because I wasn't happy, but I didn't know I wasn't happy. And I kept having I didn't know this at the time. It was obviously unconscious, or, you know, the messages were loud and clear, but I wasn't listening. I was very, very unhappy. I had health problems and I was drinking excessively. Like, why would you drink excessively? You know, you're not drinking excessively to have a good time. You're drinking that can in less than 20 minutes so that you stop thinking. If I was in a happy relationship, would I want to be blotto all the time, completely ossified drunk? Because I didn't want to be in that relationship. And it was as well as that, like, so for example, you know, I drank so excessively that I would actually fall and injure myself a lot of the time. And I look back now, and when I drank that alcohol, when I was in those 2 relationships, I was in another toxic one in my 20s as well. When I drank excessive amounts of alcohol with them, I would get aggressive, I would get violent, I would get emotional, and I would injure myself. I would end up falling over, and I used to self-harm a little bit as well while I was drunk. But I used to fall over and I'd always injure myself. Whereas if I drank that same alcohol when I was with the right people, with my friends, nothing would happen. No bad things would happen. So these were warning signs that I wasn't happy and that I wasn't in the right circumstances. But I wasn't listening to any of these warning signs. You know, so with that 8-year toxic relationship, 6 years in, the worst thing, you know, I had health problems on top of the worst trauma happening to me. You know, and this was my massive tower moment because I hadn't listened to the warning signs. And don't get me wrong, I did question, why the fuck am I being punished? Why do I have to suffer this much? But I look back now and I realize that I was getting nudges all the time. I was getting warning signs all the time. But I just didn't listen because I wasn't aware until the shit really did hit the fan. And the same thing happened in my next toxic relationship that lasted a year and a half. I wasn't listening to the warning signs. I wasn't listening to the fact that I was unhappy. I wasn't listening to the fact that I didn't want to be in this relationship with this person. And then the shit had to hit the fan again. But this is the thing. We're getting guidance every single day. And I tell you this, like, you know, I stopped dating. I've told you this in my videos. I stopped dating after those 2 toxic relationships. And I said, I'm giving myself a break now. I'm not going to date for a long time. So I healed myself and I was like, I'll get back in the dating scene. And then I met another fucking narc. Oh my God. And like, I only knew him 2 months. But for the whole 2 months, I was getting red flags. Red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Nudge, nudge, nudge. Just get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. Until the 2 months, at the end of the 2 months, I ended up seeing the red flags as sirens going, brr, you know, so it was big, massive tower shit. And that's just like, oh my God, what am I doing? And that's the thing, like, it's the same thing happened. I became aware after that, you know, I have to be more aware of these signs. I have to be more aware of these nudges. And, you know, I every time anything went wrong, I didn't see it as an obstacle. I saw it as a lesson, as a guidance. So I asked myself, or asked the universe, I asked the angels, I was like, what is this trying to show me? Where do I need to redirect? What is out of alignment for me? And as I started to become more aware, the obstacles became less. And things started to go a lot more smoothly. Anyway, so things just got smoother and everything just started to go into alignment because I started making the right decisions for my life path, for my purpose path. So everything is smooth sailing when you actually listen to your inner guidance, when you listen to the universal guidance. That's it. When you listen to the nudges, things are easy. And instead of a big, massive tower moment where your whole life goes to shit, you get these tiny little obstacles that you can step over, that you can use to redirect you and ask, where do I have to go? And, you know, for a long time, everything was really good. Oh my God, it was so good. And then I started to get those loud messages again. And why? And like for me personally, the messages started coming in, or the obstacles started coming in when I was around the wrong people. I was getting warning signs for a long time that I had to step away from some friend circles, actually all of them, in my physical reality. You know, and oh my God, I look back now, this is around 2021, and I look back now and I see everything I wasn't listening to. This went wrong, that went wrong, that went wrong. And I'm like, none of that would have gone wrong if I'd have listened at the start and actually walked away from these situations. And I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. You know what I mean? And I see that now. My body would react. That's another one. Not only are you excessively drinking or taking drugs to numb because you're not wanting to listen to your inner guidance, you're falling, you're injuring yourself, you're getting ill health, disease in your body. My tummy used to ache being around the wrong people when I was getting warning signs, you have to leave these situations. I used to get headaches around the wrong people. You have to leave these situations. You know, you'd have a conversation with somebody and you'd actually get a migraine, a fucking full-blown migraine, or your tummy would start aching because you'd know this person was not in alignment with your soul. And this was all these kind of warning signs that I kept getting. And then I listened to that guidance eventually and I walked away. And then there was the family dynamic. Toxic energy in my family. So therefore I was getting the warning signs loud and clear. You're not feeling well. Your health has gone to shit. Your mental health is really deteriorating. These are all warning signs. And it took me to the very end. And I'll give you an example for a mini tower moment. Like I was still going up and I was still putting my life on hold in order to help my dad. But being around his energy was depleting me. really fucking me up. So after Christmas 22, it was early 23, I stopped going up as often, and I just said I had to get my energy back. And I was supposed to go up in March, and I just couldn't. I was really not feeling well. My tummy was aching again. I was getting all the warning signs, and I wasn't listening. Oh, I'm not listening. And then I was supposed to go up, and my brakes went in my car. So this was my massive, bit of a tower moment to say, Angela, you're not supposed to go up there. You're going through this codependent cycle. You have to take a step back. So I took that as a message. I'm not going to go there next week. That's fine. But what happened? He decided to collect me. And what happened? The shit hit the fucking fan. We had we were arguing all the time anyway. We had a massive, massive argument. And after he dropped me back, that was the last time I've seen him. That was in 23. It's 2 years ago. And because I wasn't listening to the warning signs, I wasn't setting boundaries where I need to set boundaries. And the shit hit the fan so much that I actually had to walk away completely. So these are the messages we're getting. We're getting the little nudges. Then we're getting the bigger nudges, like my brakes going on the car. Do you know, and that was a massive warning sign for me. Because, I had so many warning signs. My health was gone to fucking shit. I wasn't able for it anymore. I had lost my personality again. I had lost all sense of self and the will to fucking live. And I was just, finally, when I listened when the brakes went, because I knew that was an obstacle. I wasn't listening to the mini nudges or the big ones to do with my health. And I was like, the brakes, what is the brakes? Slow down, take a step back. All this came into me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in a codependent dynamic with my dad. I have to walk away. And I realized, looking back over my life over the last few years, and obviously, back when I was in toxic relationships, I can see now, loud and clear, all the warning signs that I wasn't aware of. But then, even over the last few years, when I was aware of warning signs, when I was aware of these nudges, I'm looking back going, how did I not see that? Why didn't I listen sooner? And this is the thing, we are so comfortable around the people and in the situations we've known our whole lives. So when we actually start to evolve and awaken to our truth, everything around us starts to feel uneasy. We can't tolerate negative energy anymore. We can't tolerate that low vibration energy anymore. And that's the thing. Oh my God, that's the thing. You know, we used to surround ourselves with these people. Oh my God, these negative people. And that used to latch on to us. And I keep saying this analogy because it's true. What happens if you put a good apple inside a bowl of bad apples? You turn into they all turn into, it turns into an asshole. You get a bowl full of assholes. Jesus, I don't know where I'm going. Anyway, whatever. What I'm saying is, if you put a good apple into a bowl of bad apples, you're going to fucking turn into a fucking bad apple. But this is the thing. We were already kind of semi-bad apples because we were in this energy of lack and of fear and of negativity. We were all bitching. We were all fucking gossiping. We were all just doing that because that's all we ever knew. But as you awaken, you start to, I don't know, re-evolve into your good apple energy, and you're like looking around you going, geez, these guys are rotten apples, aren't they? And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I love the people that I've had to walk away from. I do, but they're still in that matrix system. They're still in that low vibration energy. They're not escaping out of it, so you have to escape from that. But everything, oh my God, it gets so, when you start to become aware, every little word these people say is like, no, that's not right. Oh, that's not right. Oh, that's not right. And you start to just feel this uneasiness when you're around these people. And that's your little nudge. That's your warning sign. You know what I mean? And it was like, especially when I was around my dad, it was like every time he said it or every time he shouted, I could feel it. It was like a punch to my inner child. And every time, it was like, you're going into this hollow version of yourself, this childlike, hollow, weak version of yourself, every time you're around that kind of energy again. And it just depletes you. So these are your little nudges that you're hearing. And there's all kinds of little things. And they don't have to be completely negative. Like for me, there's other little things, and they're good ones, they're little kind of redirections because you're not on the right path. Because for example, before I went vegan, I didn't want to go vegan. I love cheese. Like I used to love, steak used to be my favorite food. But after awakening, I started to eat less meat, red meat. And I was only eating chicken and fish. But I loved cheese. Cheese, oh, give me cheese. I stopped drinking milk after a while, but I fucking love cheese. And dairy milk chocolate. But I got an intolerance to dairy, which was a warning sign. And also I got redirected in my life. And every time I was asking myself, should I go vegan? Somebody would start talking about veganism on the television. I'm like, there's a sign. And then my life was redirected in a path that I was kind of guided to shop in a different place so that I could go vegan. It's really weird, but like these little nudges come in everywhere to kind of redirect you to eat healthier, redirect you to stop drinking, redirect you to I don't know, do exercise, redirect you to go after your life purpose, redirect you to look after yourself in general, but redirect you to walk away from the things that no longer serve you. That's the whole objective here. Excuse me. It's that redirection onto your life's path, that redirection onto a life that's fulfilling and in alignment with your soul. So instead of going, why is my life shit? Why does everything keep going wrong? Why is it the same shit every day? Why is everything crumbling around me? Because it wasn't built on a solid foundation, and so that you can rebuild the way it's supposed to be built. So the things aren't falling apart to punish you. They're falling apart so they can make room for what is actually really in alignment with your soul. You have to walk away from these people. You have to walk away from these situations. And if you don't, the universe is going to force you out. That's the hardest part. And like that's what the hardest part is. You can make the decision now to step away, set boundaries, not actually cut complete contact with these people. Just make sure that you're not around that energy when it's not in alignment. You don't have to be like cut complete contact with these people. If you start listening to what the guidance is telling you and do what you need to do for you right now. Because if you don't, something is going to go wrong where you're forced to move away from these people. Something is going to hit the fan so completely that you're going to have to sever ties with these people, or the ties are going to be severed for you if you don't make those decisions. You know, if you don't wake up, you're going to be shook up so that you do wake up. There is going to be that massive shake up, that tower moment, where everything will come crashing down if you don't listen to the nudges. So ask yourself that if you've ever gone through something like this previously, like you've lost the job or the relationship or whatever, look back and ask yourself, were you getting warning signs before the shit hit the fan? Because you were. Every day something went wrong, you know, so that you shouldn't have been there. The universe saying, get out, get out, get out. And you didn't hear the get out, get out, get out. So they literally went, get the fuck out, and pushed you out. And not in a bad way. I'll keep reminding you of this. The universe isn't punishing you. The universe wants you to be happy. The universe wants you to live in alignment with your soul. The universe doesn't want you to be around toxic, abusive people. It wants you to be in a pure, evolved energy, to be the best version of you. And you can't do that if you're stuck in a bowl of bad apples. So what's the universe going to do? They're going to fucking shove you out of that bowl. Unless you take yourself out of there. So listen to those signs. Listen to the nudges. Every obstacle is not really an obstacle. It's a redirection. It's showing you what's out of alignment. If your body is acting like, you know, if you're getting disease in your body, if you're getting illness in your body, this is a warning sign that you're around the wrong people. Are you excessively trying to numb by drinking alcohol and getting injured? Or are you excessively trying to distract yourself by not being on your own, by working overtime? Saying no to things that you want to say yes to and saying yes to the things you want to say no to. These are all things that are going to start going, you know, getting wobbly as mini warning signs, mini nudges in order for you to redirect. And if you don't listen to those nudges, the shit's going to hit the fucking fan. So start to be aware now so that you can prepare yourself and walk away strong instead of having to be forced out and have to start from complete scratch. Start your new life now before your old life crumbles. Because no matter what, your whole life is going to crumble, because you're here for so much more. You're here to evolve. You're here to grow. You're here to redirect onto your true path, and you're here to let go of what no longer serves you. So listen to those messages and do what's right for you. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today. I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.